Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose at jorose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the numerology forecast for 2025. But before I do, Happy New Year. Let's hope that it really is a Happy New Year. No, stop. I'm not even going to hope. From what I know of this year, it's going to be magical. And by the end of this video, I really hope that you feel it's going to be magical too. So 2025 brings in a 9 energy. How do we know this? By adding together and reducing down all the digits of the current year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. 9 is closure, endings, ending of an epicycle, its conclusion, tying up loose ends, completion, letting go, cutting ties, all in preparation of a rebirth. Energy is shifting, well, it always is, but by 2026, we will be welcoming in a new beginning. I know it's 12 months or less, depending on when you watch this video, away, but we can't have a new beginning. We can't put more and more stuff in something if there's no space. So we've got to let go. And last year, 2024, March, finally, Age of Aquarius moved into action and we are starting to align to the new energy. Now, by not tying up matters and issues, things will hold us back, pull us back even, and keep us trapped in old programming. Double check you have closed the doors you said you were closing, because even slightly ajar still gives space for the old energy. And all the time you're holding on to something you may well not realize, you are actually preventing the new opportunities coming in, new doors opening. That said, do not dismiss the past. Whilst this year ends an epicycle, it is also an opportunity to reclaim your destiny, your buried truth, your true self. The 9 year suggests you acknowledge all of you. That's all of you, not 50%, 70%, 90%, even 95%. It's all of you. The 9 is about everyone and everything. Most of us do not accept all of us. And you know my saying, it's your life, spelled L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. This is the most important piece of information I can keep giving you. Self-love is not vanity. Self-love is not selfish. Because when you love yourself, you do things that light you up, and your energy, your vibration overflows and affects others. Just the same as if you're in a negative vibration, it can infect others. I am tired, I don't know about you, of living this doom and gloom, flooding the media constantly. If it's not one thing, it's another. Seldom is any of it uplifting. Have you ever asked yourself why? Oh, good news doesn't sell. No, BS, yes, it doesn't sell. It's the fear that does. Even this morning, I watched a video saying that all luggage, when you're flying now, is practically obsolete because it doesn't fit the sizes that are coming in. And guess what? There aren't suitcases already made in the sizes coming in. Have you not worked out yet that everything is business? It's a money-making thing. And who are we serving? Who are we idolizing? Money. Yes, we do need to survive. We do need to thrive. We do need to get on in life. But last year was all about the material, about the money. It doesn't buy you happiness. Look at Diddy as a prime example. We will see where that court case goes in 2025. So the 9 suggests you acknowledge all of you, where you are heading, where you have been, and where you are right now. Because right now is the best place to make a decision. But before I get to that part, I want you to be true and honest with yourself. See your repetitive patterns and programming. Note how you show up, who you idolize, look up to, who and what you shun and look down upon. They are habits and behaviors that take you out of where you need to be. Everything in life is a gift of lessons. And as I said about being in the moment, whilst living in the moment allows you to make the better decisions, before you cut off the past, go deep. What are the lessons you have learned? Making a decision in Latin means to cut off. This year is about cutting off. Not cut your nose despite your face cut off, but really know what is no longer serving you, what is no longer serving us worldwide. Here in the UK, the last month has been overtaken by so many things, but the Bovaer situation. If you think those chemicals are just in the milk, just fed to the cows, think again. Why are we so unhealthy? Why is obesity on the rise? Why are there so many diabetics and Alzheimer's and cancers? Toxins. And that even includes toxic relationships. Stress is the most toxic energy we can go through. The 9 is the energy of release. Cut everything off. When done properly and the lesson is found, transformation happens. Whose guidebook are you following? The narrative propaganda machine is a collapsing system. We only need to look at Keir Starmer for that. Already there are 3 million signatures on a petition to have a general election. There is bickering going on within the party. Elon Musk is even calling out Keir Starmer. The people are not happy with what he turns a blind eye to and what he propels. Are you going to carry on following the system? Are you going to step up like those against the Bovaer and realise that you are more powerful? The dairies providing the Bovaer products are losing business, literally binning the milk. Here in the UK, again, and I know it's globally because over in the Netherlands it was big prior to here, but the farmers, they are crying out. They feed us constantly, work 365/66 days of a year to make sure the population is fed. And the propaganda machine wants to take that from us. It's time to end it. It's time to break free. A new energy is just on the horizon. So whose guidebook do you follow? The propaganda machine that feeds us fear, or the one within that makes you feel alive, wishful, hopeful, desiring? Have you ever noticed the older generation, your parents as they move to retirement, or your grandparents, they let go of all the material aspects and move into doing things that just fulfill them and light them up. Last year's 8 energy was very much about the physical and the material. It was all about who has the power and what power it has over you. We take a job just to earn the money to pay the bills, yet we're not happy. It's time to do what we love. And if you think someone doesn't love your job, there's a chance that that is their ideal job. That's providing the structure in the organisation is fair. The 9 is about the underdog. We're all the underdogs in some way, shape or form. And when we realise that we are all equal in the way that we connect to source energy and vibration, we can turn our world around. Do you want to turn your world around? Know this. It's your life and no one else's. So don't let other people control it or dictate to you. And if they say something, that hurts and wounds, step back, contemplate it. Don't get involved in the chaos. You will see things differently. The way it works is about draining our energy, so use it wisely. Last year in 2024, the 8 energy, you know my tag, who has the power? The answer is Source, Christ consciousness, and that lies within each and every one of us. We are sovereign beings. We are king of our own kingdom. You will know this if you've pulled away from the matrix. You will feel your sovereignty, and you will also feel a connection to Source. Now, the reason why we haven't been able to feel the connection to Source is it's been suppressed through toxic energy, toxic chemicals, the environment, the food. When you clean up your mind, when you clean up your body, when you clean up your emotions, your spiritual aspect can thrive. In 2025, the tag that I'm going to be using for this year is Trance-end to Transcend. Wake up. It's a matrix. It's controlled by those that want the power. It's controlled by fear. It's controlled. End of it's controlled. Free will, we have noticed going out the window, whether it be freedom of speech, freedom of choice. I was listening to somebody that said they only have X amount of holidays and they wanted to see their family, but they have to get permission from their employees. Why should we need permission to see our families? We lost a family member last month, and the son, it was a male, and the son couldn't even take time off of work because he'd only just started a new job. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't feel right. It lacks compassion and connection, and this is what the 9 energy wants to usher in. It's time to stop the nanny state. We can all be brainwashed, and we all have been brainwashed and programmed. Follow the science. Listen to the news. Where's it got any of us? And what about those that haven't followed the science or listened to the news? Technically, those that didn't get the needle should all be no longer with us. But they are thriving. Have you noticed the medical cases going up? The youngsters getting really sick. The elderly just suddenly passing away. So many of those had the jab. We can all easily be brainwashed if we have been set up to believe that that is authoritative. Knowledge is a masculine energy. To break free, you need wisdom. Wisdom is a feminine energy. 9 is about knowing through owning. Experiential. If we rely on so many people to tell us what is right or wrong, how do we really know? I got an air fryer for Christmas. I have not wanted an air fryer because of all the bad comments about the air fryer. And I was looking at all the reasons why the air fryer wasn't good for me. I haven't unboxed it just yet, but I began to research it, not just as the way I was being led, but could the damage that the air fryer could do to me also do by using the old-fashioned appliances like a toaster or an oven? I was very surprised to find out they could. You might go, well, let's not cook anything. Well, that is an opportunity, but I'm not sure up here in the Northern Hemisphere in the winter, raw food really works for me because there's something warming about warm food. But you can cook it right and better, and you can pray over your food. You source energy to make it better until the farmers are allowed to give us purely organic food, which is what we originally grew up on before the chemicals got involved. The only way to know whether the narrative is true or not is to experiment. And right back when we got shut down in 2020, I decided to go out and not stay in. I decided to eat my food without washing it. I didn't spray my packets or anything. I didn't get one bug, one virus, one germ. in the whole of that time up till now. The arguments I have with my son about space, about Earth, round or flat, space existing, etc. How do we know until we board a vehicle and can go up above and find out? Stop being spoon-fed. Let go of the narrative and watch your world change. 9 is broad-minded, open-minded. It sees the bigger picture. 9 is the bigger visionary, not just on the physical plane, the material plane. 9 is enlightened. 9 can fill you with aha moments. It transmutes. It transforms. It transcends. 9 is compassionate, caring, considerate, conscientious, charitable. Charity begins at home. It isn't charitable if you give what you don't have. It isn't charitable if when you give you are depleted. Eventually, resentment will set in. 9 is about charity and 9 is about philanthropy. But it's not about the big charities backed by the celebrities or the philanthropists like Bill Gates. This year, watch the charities because I believe many of them will fold. And why are charities even out there? Tax evasion, most likely. It's there to help something that they catch because of your connection, your consciousness of others. Help people in Africa. Help people in various situations. The question is, why are they in those situations? Charities take a lot of money, receive a lot of money, and so little ends up where it's meant to be. Watch Naomi Campbell. I believe she could take a downfall this year. Whether that's her charity, connected to Liam Payne, but Naomi Campbell is being pushed to the front. Something will happen with regards to Naomi Campbell. Check out the Red Cross. Check out the children charities. Check out about missing children. It's time to hone in on what you feel is wrong and look at ways to make it right. 9 is insightful. It's intuitive, inner tuition, and it's spiritual. Spiritual is not religion. Yes, 9 is about religion, but religion is man-made and it keeps us in fear, keeps us stuck, stops us in our tracks. It leaves you being a sinner constantly, no matter what good you do. Who is the Pope? Who and what does he and the Vatican serve? Have you ever dug deep into this? Why is religion causing so many wars? Why is religion divisive? Spirituality isn't. Spirituality connects you directly with source vibration. Spirituality leads to insights, aha moments, change. The 9 encompasses all numbers and aligns itself perfectly as always. This year starts with a 1 energy in January. And to add power to this January's 1 energy, go back and audit November. What new things did you start? What worked that you're going to continue with? What did not work, let go of? And what do you need to let go of to allow more time to focus on what worked? When you add 9 to any number, it always reverses to the number. So for example, if you add 9 for the year to 1 of January, it equals 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. No special calculation is needed this year to work out where we're at, because each month will be its own vibrational energy, all because of the 9. The 9 really allows you to feel every number, because the 9 is the all of every number. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said to you, this is a magical year. While we've had the 9 many times over, the 9 we get this year, and this is why I'm saying it is a magical year, is 2025 is a mathematical wonder. And before I get into the magic, the last time this happened was in 1936. And there's not a chance, unless things change and we go back to biblical times, that not one of us alive today will get to repeat this, because the next time this mathematical wonder will resurface will be in 2116. So before I explain this, back to 1936, if we add that number together, 1 plus 9 plus 3 plus 6 is 19. If we reduce 19 down, it's 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. It's a 1 year. What happened in 1936? Many things, but specifically things that came to mind were BBC television was born. 1936. 1936 was not long before the war, and we've now got broadcasting in place. Everything is always set up. Also, what else was new that happened at that period of time? It was the first flight of the Vickers Wellington bomber. It was also the first flight of the UK Supermarine Spitfire. War machines were being built, and war makes money. So in 2025, when we reduce that down, we get a 9. The BBC are struggling right now with more and more people stopping the TV licensing. And having just moved, I received some really manipulative, aggressive letters about my TV license. Did you know that just because you don't have a TV or don't watch a TV, you must still fill in the license form to say that you don't? And even though you do that, they can still randomly, apparently, check up on you. Also, will this be the year we finally see the end of war as we know it? 2025 is so extraordinary, it could actually be magic. 2 reasons. First reason is, are you aware that 2025 is the sum of the cubes of all the base digits 1 to 9? 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube plus 5 cube plus 6 cube plus 7 cube plus 8 cube plus 9 cube equals 2025. Pythagoras loved numbers. Pythagoras loved geometry. 2025 is also a perfect square, and that's where I was referring to the 1936 and the 2116. 45 squared is 2025. Numbers and shapes are a universal language. No matter what mother tongue you speak, when you see the sign and symbol of the shapes and the numbers, you immediately know what it means. It's the first language. Cubes and squares are both geometric shapes with equal sides and angles. And there we have the 9, the 90-degree angle. One is 2D and the other 3D. We hear bandied about that we live in a 3D world and we're going to elevate, but I don't really think we truly understand what 3D means. The square is 2D. The square is flat. The square is like the narrative the controllers feed us, internal and external. But the 3D, the cube, asks us to go up and beyond. Source energy, source vibration. Could 2025 and the fact the age of Aquarius is well underway by now bring in the magic we have been waiting for? Magnetism over electric. Are we finally getting the missing piece of the puzzle? You know, deep down when we just feel like we know something or something isn't right, but we don't take action. Is this the year it's going to happen? 2025 is the square of 45, a number that adds to 9 endings. In 2016, Donald J. Trump became president of the free world. I do that because I don't even know if any world is free, but they believe that that was the free world. Out of all the presidents that have been in power, they've just been presidents, but somehow the 45 has been constantly bandied about. Donald J. Trump just won the past election and should be inaugurated in January this year for the second time. 45 squared is 2025. If we cannot see that Donald Trump was a part of a takedown of the deep state, we must have been asleep, which is why I say trance-end to transcend. Donald Trump will return for his second term, or is it his third term? Back in 1936, do you know who was president? Franklin D. Roosevelt, the longest standing president that's ever lived. The first 2 terms of his presidency, he was dealing with coming out of the Great Depression. Where are we now? It's even been likened to the Great Depression. People say history repeats itself. I say it's programming repeating itself, and we can stop this because 2025 is a number that is so powerful. It has every number in it. When I say Trump most likely is in his third term, if you go back to his inauguration, if you go back to the inauguration of Biden, Trump wasn't there. He did not hand over, because back in Trump's inauguration, Trump swore an allegiance to the people. Trump knew what was going on. Trump never wanted to be president, but he was put there in that position because he cared. He cared for America. He cared for the people. But more importantly, he wanted to end this system. Why do you think he said the calm before the storm, draining the swamp? You know, we can believe that it's not true, or we can believe that it's true. But believing it's not true, we are going to hell. But believing it is true, there is a chance of change, a massive chance of change. We, the people, are 99%. We're actually more than 99%. We can make change. The Beauvais that's going on at the moment in the UK, the people crying out about Liam Payne, that he did not do what was initially said. It's time truth come out. And I think Diddy is the beginning of a lot of it. When Trump gets back into power, things are going to shift. And if you haven't yet looked into Jasara Nasara, perhaps now is the time. The 9 is a very interesting number. It's the end of an epicycle, and each number that's gone before has either been masculine or feminine, but the 9 is both and neither. The 9 is all. Use the energy this year to really learn the numbers. Also, the 9 is about going back and finding your divine truth, and gender is real. Men have a high masculine energy, and women have a high feminine energy. There's a reason for it. And it's that combination that helps procreation, helps raise the family, feed the family, house the family. Years ago, way back, the women cooked the dinner and raised the family. Children didn't stay children for long because they became a part of the community. The men went out to hunt the dinner, to hunt the clothes, to build the house or find a cave. It's time for the alpha male to return, to let go of the woke agenda, to stand up and protect your sovereignty, your family, your land and your home. And it's the time for the female, the feminine, to step into their power, because when they step into their power, they are more intuitive. They know, they have a knowing, they feel the vibration. So as I said, the past brings us to this moment. Go back. What gender were you born? Own it. You still have both masculine and feminine energy. Find their balance. It is time to rise up, to transcend in order to raise the future generations. Your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren and their children and so on. When you change yourself from within, when you get your aha moments and you cut ties with what no longer serves, you actually change the programming, ancestral past and ancestral future. When you step back, do you see your children repeating some of your habits? Do you stand there saying something and realise, oh, mum or dad has just jumped into my head? Cut the ties on what no longer serves you. Learn and grow from it, and you will not repeat the patterns. Look back to look forward. Look back at old buildings. What is Tartaria all about? Look back at potions and food and cooking that your grandparents or your great-grandparents made. Chicken soup, bone broth, herbs, spices. They all have healing powers and have been shunned for business, profit, chemicals, toxins. Love your neighbour. Find your community. 9 is the number of the underdog. We've all been the underdog. Help others that are asking for help. And if you're not asking for help, you need to be asking for help. 9 is about endings. And whilst all endings are not happy, they are needed. Some are embraced and celebrated, and others take a bit longer to work through. 2025 will be noted as a year of forgiveness, wisdom, and transcendence. You know my saying, it's your life, spelled L-Y-F-E. Love yourself first every day. You cannot love another till you love yourself. And just now I said this year will be about forgiveness. You cannot forgive another until you learn to forgive yourself. And sometimes the hardest forgiveness is to you. Forgive yourself for those that you trusted and let you down. What did you learn about it? Why did you really trust them? Why did you not do the research and the groundwork so you didn't rely on trusting them? Or take responsibility that you trusted them enough to go with them and it backfired. Nothing really is against us. It's all about growth. The key player in your world is you. Love you, care for you, look after you. You're worth it, and you are still alive today because you are meant to be here. No one is higher than you or lower than you. No one is better than you or worse than you. They are each living their own path as you are. Be kind to yourself as you unravel what lies ahead. Do it with love, kindness, compassion, appreciation, honesty, insight, humility, tenderness, inner standing, and universal love. The 9 is charitable, hospitable, giving, generous, helpful, amenable, empathetic, sympathetic, reasonable, respectful, and loyal. The 9 looks after the underdog. Volunteer, support. It will help others as much as it will help you. Sometimes dealing with other people's problems gives you the answer to your question that you could not find the answer to. Doing that though, remember, only do it from the energy you have. Never deplete yourself. Depleting yourself is a poor investment of energy. You know, we think about investing money this year. Note where you invest your energy, where you invest your time, because once spent, time can never be regained. It's spent. And energy, when you are really depleted and you are running on empty, that's when you get sick. That's when you pick up whatever is out there. That's when the negativity can get in. It's time to raise the vibration. It's time to love the self. It's time to be kind, and it's time to forgive. And overgiving, why do you overgive? What are you really seeking? And overgiving just makes you overgive even more because they appreciate it less. What are you really seeking? When you are enough, you will not need the external. I'm not saying no relationships. I'm not saying we don't need others. We need others to be a reflector, but we do not need others for their energy. You can create your own energy. Plug into source. With the 9 being the number of Christ consciousness, let's source in this year. Trust. Have faith. Take time in nature. Meditate. Look at your health. Cleanse your body. Cleanse your mind. Cleanse your heart. Open your heart. Stand in other people's shoes for a moment. See their perspective. Stop fixing everyone. They're not broken. They're finding their way, just like you're finding your way. 9 is about spirituality and not religion. Pray. That's when you ask Source for help. Meditate. That's when you are silent and you hear from Source. Meditate, listen for the answers. Start by asking better questions. All questions bring answers, but better questions bring solutions. In order to feel the magic of imagination and creation, what do you need to change? What do you need to let go of? What eats up your time and wastes your energy? Release it. What can you do today that makes your tomorrow better? What are you putting off until tomorrow that you can do today? Small steps and massive congratulations. Raise the vibration, not just for yourself, but collectively. The 9 is a collective number. By being the best version of you, and I know there is a best version of you, like I know there is a best version of me. By being the best version of you, you can serve the masses. 9 is about the mass vibration and transformation. 9 is Christ consciousness, and 2025 has so much magic wrapped up in it. Stay tuned over the year as we work through each number, starting in January with the 1, the new beginning. What are the new beginnings that you want? Focus on that. Look at all the things that are stopping it happen. What is a waste of time? What can be delegated? What can be changed in order for you to get past that first step? The first step, the 1, is a new beginning, but it's about you. I really believe, and I didn't at the end of last year because I was struggling badly, hence there were no videos. But I really do believe we are about to see amazing change take place. 9 is the end of this epicycle. 9 has every number cubed. 9 has 45 squared. Let's watch 45 take back and open up the can of worms and allow the truth to be seen. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do, and push that bell for notification. Please help me with these algorithms. I've noticed my videos just do not get seen that often. And you know what? 2025, I need to be more seen and heard, and you can help me do that. Share what you want to know about with regards to numerology, the energy, or what's going on in the world. How can we approach? How can we work through it? You, in your situation, even dealing with that raises the vibration for everybody else. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing 2025. We are really going to see big change from this point forward. Thank you, take care, and endless blessings for you and your loved ones. See you in my next video.